If you have been disappointed by Forex signal, then this video is for you. I'm going to talk to you like someone who have been disappointed by signal, because originally when I came in, or majority of us that came into this industry came in through signal. And as a result of that, we just think that once someone sets up, copy this setup, copy that setup, we'll be free. Many of us remain like that. Many persons quit. I'm going to share with you reasons why Forex signals keep failing you. So if you have been disappointed by signal, then watch this video to the end. Now, let me be very honest. Forex signals are not evil. But at the same time, these signals are not magic. Yes, these signals are not magic. Many traders have given up. Many traders are very angry today as I'm talking to you because of signal. Yes, now they claim Forex is a scam, it's not real, Forex is not working, they're just hyping. It's not true. It's not true. Now, these are all things that we are hearing that people are talking as a result of that. Mentors are fake, they're scams, they're just there to scam our money. Many mentors are just there to collect money and eat. Yeah, that's the truth. I do not despise that some are like that. Now, I came in with the hope of also using signal to become profitable. But I'm going to be very honest with you that signal alone can never make you to become a profitable trader. If you want to become a profitable trader, then make sure you watch this video to the end. Yes, this is just nothing but the truth. I'll start with signals are not the problem. The real problem here is not signal. The real problem is how people use signal. How should someone use signal? You know, when I came in originally, I was thinking that signal would just be the shortest way to read. Now, I want you to imagine signal as a child in school copying exam. Yes, a child copying exam. He is copying everything from the classmate, from the friend, everything. Now, when the question changed, what happened? He fails. The child fails. Now, did the friend fail him? No, the friend did not fail him. Let me be very real at this point. All the signal that you receive is from a perspective that is going to be good. The person that is bringing out the signal believes it's going to be good, and as a result of that, they come up with that particular signal. Now, once you come up with that signal and the signal was released, at the end of the day, it's disappointed. Yes. So now this is the perspective that this particular signal is coming from. I want you to also understand something, what actually helps me. Because as I'm talking to you today, I'm no longer depending on double signal. Why? Because I understand what the market is doing. I'm going to share with you how signal is supposed to be used the right way. That if you start applying that today, in the next 3 to 6 months from now, you might start creating your own signal. Yes, if you can start, just look at what I'm going to share with you and be able to follow it step by step. In the next 6 months from now, you might be able to start creating your own signal. 3 to 6 months. First thing first, I want to be very honest with you. If you're just copying signal, you do not understand what the market is doing. Yes. So signal is just like copying answers. The market change is just like maybe a new question, and the student will definitely fail. Yes. Now losses is like that exam. I want you to imagine that picture in your head. A child who is copying exam, 90% he will fail. Why most traders depend on signal? Let's start from that end. Why do most traders depend on signal? Because truth be told, trading is difficult. It requires thinking. And most traders are afraid of thinking. They don't want to think. In the 16th century, a doctor was asked, what's the reason that most people fail in life? And the doctor says, simply because humans don't like to think. They don't think. Now, if you can think enough, what you have is more than enough. Yes, my mentor used to say so. If you can think enough, what you have is more than enough. You see, thinking is hard. So many people are actually afraid of that. Think how the market is, how you can analyze the market, how you can come up with this setup, how you can make this decision. So they are afraid of making those decisions. For that reason, they want to depend on someone else to make those decisions for them, to decide when they are going to enter the market, to decide when to trade and when not to trade. They are afraid of making that decision. And as a result of that, since they are giving out this responsibility to people, they don't even understand what is happening. They end up failing because no confidence, no understanding, and fear of responsibility. This is the primary reason that most traders are depending on signal. So I need to cure this problem first, because a problem known is half solved. And if we are to treat a wound, we need to start from the source The first thing, if you're going to become a profitable trader, you need to develop confidence on the trade. You need to start becoming responsible for every trade that is happening. And you also need to understand what is happening in the market. Signals alone can never help you do this. But if you study the signal, you can definitely bypass and get to the point that you are actually understanding what truly is happening in the market. When you don't think what is happening in the market, you do not try to understand what truly is happening in the market, then you release your responsibility to other people. Then you keep on failing. Albert Einstein made this particular statement: insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It seems it is true, but when it comes to trading, this particular quote does not valid. Do you know why I say so? Trading is an institute that you are actually going to do the same thing and have a different result. Like today, you use this particular setup, your entry, everything was the same, but you fail, you lose. Tomorrow, you do the same thing and you have success. That's the first part. I want you to get it. I want this part to come into your head, that what you did yesterday that makes you to fail, if you've understood it and it was the right thing that you were doing, the same thing can give you results today. But this is the problem with us new traders. Let me use us new traders. When you come into the market, we want a perfect setup that all the time will always be giving us profits. That's just what we want. So if the setup does not give us profit today, that means it's not going to work. And you just quit from there. So that's why you see new traders that we jump in from this particular push to this other one, to this other one, to this other one, because they just need a person that have a perfect setup. Now, let me be very honest with you. Every setup that you're seeing will fail. Yes, it will fail. And it will also pay profit. All you need to do is study a setup that suits you. And like I tell people, there are different strategies. There are different strategies to trade. So study the one that suits you and follow through. So let's start with this. By the time someone who released setup today gave you the setup and the setup fell, what would you do? You look for another Telegram group that they promise, oh, our signal is 99% or 100% accurately. You jump to that one and get the setup there and start using. Maybe the first day you use, you have success. The second day you lose. You jump from that one and go to another one. But if you could develop confidence on your strategy, what do you trade? Are you trading a fair value gap, or you're trading an order block? So the price, you were disciplined that the price came to the order block and you executed your trade. Or you're trading support and resistance. So the price have come to the support and you executed the trade, but you lose. Either of this, you still lost. Now you know that you did the right thing, but the problem is that the market violated the structure. What will happen? You'll be at ease. You'll not kill yourself. You know that actually you were doing the right thing, but it was a market fault. But imagine you copy that same setup and send it to someone as a signal, and the person use it to trade, and the person lose. Will the person understand it? No way. Will it learn? No way. That's the point. So the first thing is that signals fails you because you don't understand. You don't learn. You don't even get what is going on. So in order for you to benefit fully from signal, then you need to understand. Yes. So for that reason, you are always running losses. So when you don't think about what is happening in the market, you cannot grow. You need to start thinking of exactly what is happening in the market so you can have a full understanding and you can navigate the market on your own and start making profit. The second reason that most of us fail in signal is as a result that we want fast money. It's not like it's easy comes, easy go. Anything that you get very common, very easy, you're also going to lose it very easy. That's just the truth. So when newbie traders come into this particular industry, the first thing that we want is fast result. Fast result, fast result. So because we are all looking for fast results, guess what we're going to do? No patience. We just jump into the market, jump into the chart. You sure some people don't even use signal. They just see the candle going on. They just click buy, they click sell. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, without proper training, you don't even understand what the signal is doing. So you have to be trained. That's the first thing. You need to be trained. Now, you need to understand that this industry requires patience. So without patience, guess what you're going to do? You're going to jump into the chart and start copying signal randomly, and before you know, respecting the fact that you did not understand what the market was doing, you lose. Why? Because you want fast money. You see, when a trader or when someone needs fast money, losing is very possible. It is very, very possible. Do you know why? Because you do not understand the mindset behind what you're using. Yes, it's just like eating hot food. You see, if you're eating hot food, you easily get burned. You burn your mouth. Signal is like eating hot food. That's why you're always running losses. So if you want to become a profitable trader, then you need to stop looking for fast money and start understanding the mindset behind trading. Yes, understand the mindset behind trading. It's just like understanding the right recipe. Now, let me be very honest with you. If you don't understand this, you will always be running losses. So you need patience to learn. You need to learn it and understand. Because those that are using signals don't want to learn. Yeah, I'm saying this right to you. If you're using signal, then you need to, even if you're using signal, start learning the secret behind that. Now, this was actually what helped me. Because personally, I also came in through signal. Now, when I came in, I have to start studying the signal because the signal was failing. It is quite annoying to see this one is saying buy, this one is saying sell. I don't know if you've experienced that. This, at the same time, the release go. This telegram say buy, this one says sell. So which one am I going to take? So what I have to do is I take them into the chart and I'll start analyzing. Why is this one saying buy and why is this one saying sell? So I now realize, okay, this one is according to the market trend. This one is trading pullback. Do you get it now? This one thinks that the market is going to go down. This one is going to go up. So I now start to see, okay, at the point I realized that there's a channel that have a little bit accuracy. That was what helped me. There's a channel that have a little bit accuracy. So I start studying their setup. This was my secret, and this can help you. I start studying their setup. Since their signal used to have, okay, let's assume they release like 5 signal in a day. Worst case, 3 is going to hit take profit, take profit, take profit. If 2 hit stop loss. Meanwhile, I'm in other 6 Telegram group, and they can release like 5 signal, and that 5 signal, if you're fortunate, 1 hit take profits. Or if case not taken, might be stop loss, stop loss. So when I realized that, I start studying the one that has the potential of hitting take profit. And I realized that one of the reasons that helps this people to take profit is that, one, their signal is always following the trend. I realized that their signal is always following the trend. Can you see that I start learning? Now this requires patience on my own end. Since their signal is always following the trend, that means if I'm to get a setup, my setup must be in this position. And this was actually what helps me. My setup must be in this position. I start putting 1 or 2 things in order and I follow that. And now I realized that, okay, this is the time they release the signal. I start studying those things. So if you're going to become a profitable trader, post money. See, money will always be available. It will always, always, always be available. Money will always be there. But money will only follow you when you have the value. I like saying this. Money is like Busicat. You see, if you are trying to chase Busicat now, Busicat will be running around. He will take you on ton, 360. You will never catch that Busicat. But if you have the value that this Busicat is actually looking for, Busicat will come to you and say, Oga, see me yo, Oga Alpha, which level, waiting the ground. I beg your boy did yeah, anything we did, make we share. I mean, Busicat that you have been interested in, look, this is how money behave. So money follows value. Money does not just follow anyone because you need money and money will come. No, it's not like done that way. Money only comes to you when money realizes that, okay, you have the value that I need. And what's the value? The knowledge. Now there are different strategy in the market. We have the smart money concept, we have the ICT, we have the SMC, we have support and resistance. There are many setup, there are many strategy. Yes, we have the CRT, that's candle range theory. Which strategy do you want to use? You need to calm down and learn. First, you need the patience to come and study this strategy. Study it very well. When I started with support and resistance, and I don't need to brag. I'm badly good in, if there's in English, like I am badly good in support and resistance because that's where I started from, and that's what I studied in that people's setup. That okay, when the price gets to their support is when they say buy. When price gets to their resistance is when they say sell. This was my simple strategy. I studied this alongside with what I was learning. I didn't just depend on signals alone, but this was what I start to understand. Okay, this is it, and I start implementing that. So you need to pause your hunger for money and fuel your hunger for the knowledge. By the time you fuel your hunger for the knowledge, it will help you have a better understanding, a better perspective of where you're going. And this will help you to understand, okay, maybe that Ferrari you want to buy is going to be the next 3 or 4, 5 years from now. It might not be this year. Maybe this year you will need money elsewhere to support yourself while you're still learning. Maybe that's what you're going to do. Maybe this year you need money elsewhere to take care of yourself, to buy courses, to pay for courses. And let me be very honest with you. You cannot get anything free. There's nothing that is free in this life. Even in Freetown, there is nothing that is free. You cannot get a value free. So if you're going to get courses, if you're going to get mentor, be ready to pay. Because when you pay attention. Let me say it again. When you pay attention. Get ready to pay someone serious. Don't just expect to watch free videos on YouTube. Of course, can you watch videos on YouTube and start making profit? Definitely. But you lack confidence in yourself. Because sometimes you might be doing something right and you think you're wrong. This is part of my experience also. I have to seek for a mentor that will hold me by the hand. I was introduced into Forex by a white man, but the man did not stay long in Nigeria. He left back to Lebanon. So I started watching YouTube videos and the rest. I learned something. I was actually making profit, but at the point I wasn't confident in myself. I need to see other people that are doing it also. So I have to seek a mentor, pay for trainings, pay for mentorship. Let me see my mentor who is doing it. And when I see my mentor that this same mistake I'm making, my mentor is making, I feel at ease. I don't feel as if I should commit suicide. Do you know why? Because someone else is doing it and is making similar mistakes. So be ready to pay for training. Be ready to get a mentor that will guide you, hold you by the hand. You see, a mentor reduces your journey. But most traders today do not have a mentor. They don't have a coach. You that is watching this video right now, who is your coach? Does your coach recognize you as his mentee? Does your mentor recognize you as his mentee? That is the one mentoring, that is the one responsible for your success. Yes, because once your mentor recognizes that, you will think of accountability. Does he recognize you as that? So you need to get someone who can mentor you, show you what to do step by step. Forget about jumping in and out. Forget about jumping from one signal group to another with the hope that that is going to make you profitable. It's nowhere. It's nowhere. Because if you're jumping in like that, you'll be making mistakes. That's it. Now let's go to the third reason that most traders lose money as a result of signal. They don't understand risk. Now let me be very honest to you. Every signal that you're actually using is someone's setup, that he set it up based on his risk management level, based on what he sees he can take. I've seen most traders who release signals or who use signals without stop loss, for example. Now, these people, like there was a trade that was going on during one non-farm payrolls news that went on, and people were losing $200, $1,000, $1,200. Now, I now try to find out why did these people run this level of loss. Now, the reason is because the person who gave them signal without stop loss. So there was no stop loss, and they were just trading like that. Now, that's someone's psychological level. Even if when I do not accept that that's okay, but the persons who gave them that signal have enough capital. Not just enough capital. He has a place that even if he should blow the accounts today, he can fund the money again. He has the ability to do that. So he's giving out the signals with that understanding. But the people that are receiving these signals and are trading it with $200, $100, $50, they don't understand that. That's the first thing. So he's releasing the signals and he's telling them to trade with 0.01, right? Now, 0.01, there's how gold was going to drive 0.01, and you see $500 is gone. I mean, 0.01 on gold. Especially that, like that news. Maybe when there's a CPI or a non-farm pay news like that. So, when a trader does not understand risk, he's using signal is a problem. A signal without risk control is very, very dangerous. So, in order for you to have a better stand, then you need to first of all understand the signal. Same signal, but different account size could be very dangerous. Yes, because what is small to one person is very big to another person. That's one. Second, same signal, but different emotional maturity. You know, when we talk about maturity, your ability for you to control something, to understand something is very, very important when it comes to success. Now, as you are trading, you need to develop your emotion, your ability to control, your shock absorbance need to be developed. So if you know you cannot bear that much, there's a level you can bear, there's a level you can tolerate and stop, then you need to put that in consideration. Very, very important. So you're not just trading randomly. So not because you have seen signal, you need to also understand the risks behind it. How much can you risk? That is why whenever you receive a signal, the first thing is that check the signal you are receiving. From where the entry point to your stop loss, how much will it cost you at 0.01 or at 0.1? You need to understand that risk. That is very important than any other thing you're doing. How much will it take from you if you enter this trade? Should you enter this trade? Your inability to understand that is gambling. Yes, your inability to identify that, filter that out is gambling. You need to have that understanding first. How much am I risking? Irrespective of whatever signal they're giving you. Now, it is not all the setup that you need to enter. Do you know why? Because the setup that this person is giving you based on his account size. Now, his account size could be like $1,000. Let's use that for example. And it's risking 1% of $1,000. That is how much? That's $10. Your own is $100. And you're risking the same $10. You are risking 10%. He's risking 1%. So you need to understand that. And risking even 3% of your account is already violation. Yes, you shouldn't risk more than 2% of your account. So you need to understand how much are you risking. Because what could be small to the signal provider could even be very big to you, the recipient. Because as a matter of fact, most new traders are struggling to even fund $200. Yes, you know that's what I'm saying. If you know what I'm saying is true. Is it easy? Is it easy to fund an account with $200? It's not. So when a new traders have struggled to deposit $200, you need to manage it very well. Now, there's the biggest lies about signal. The biggest lies about signal. Now, the biggest lies about signal is that if the signal win, you should be happy. It's a lie. You shouldn't be happy. If the signal lose, you should be angry. No, you shouldn't. Now, whether you win or you lose, the greatest asset is what you get out of it. In my previous video, I made mention this, that a man that run and fall down should be able to get something. Now, while you're getting up, you should be able to pick up lessons. So every setup is an asset. Whether you win that trade or you lose, every signal is an asset. This is what actually helped me. I did not start it with my own signal. And so this is what actually helped me to be able to develop signal. Because when I came up, why is it that these people's Telegram group, their signals, 9 out of 10 is always hidden XL, and this other person's signal is, this other set, at least if they release 5 signals set up in a day, at least 3 will hit take profit. I started analyzing that. I didn't just get angry about the stop losses. I wasn't just excited about the take profit. I was much concentrating on those lessons. And I'll start observing. So I start trashing some of those ones that were not giving me what I want. Now that I've gotten those that give me what I want, and I'll start studying the secret behind their setup. What are they doing well? Now, by studying what they are doing well, it helps me to refine my entry. And I'll start be able to I start copying what they're doing well. And that actually helps me a whole lot. So then, the biggest lies is that you should be happy when you hit take profit. No, you should not just be happy when you hit take profit or be angry when you hit stop loss. You should be able to pick a correction, trade a correction. Ask yourself, did you trade well? Did this trade setup, was it right? What was your entry? Identify your entry. What was your entry timing? Was it right? What was the lot size? Was it right? What was your emotional control? Why this was going on? I can remember that there's one problem I have. I don't know about you. If you have this similar problem, please tell us in the comment section. I have this problem that once I initiate a trade, I'll always go and check. Time to time, my mind will tell me, go and check, go and check, go and check. Is it green? Is it green? Has it happened to you? If it happened to you, please comment 5. Yes, if you know you have this experience, comment 5. Just type 5 or share your experience with us in the comment section. So this is part of my emotional challenges, which I'm still trying to see if I could deal with it or develop from it. So what's your emotional challenge at that point? Now, signals on its own don't manage emotion. It is your job to manage your emotion. Because, for example, now yesterday, as at the time of this recording, yesterday I entered a trade on Euro USD, and the trade was buying, and at the point the trade had a pullback. Now the pullback came into my entry points. A lot of persons will close at losses. Do you get it at that point? That's the ability to control your emotion. So what does this tell you? Your emotional control and signal has nothing to relate. It is your duty to be able to develop your emotion in such a way that you can manage your trade in the right way. Now, why signal fail even when they are good is very important. 1, lead entry. You see, by the time a signal provider see, oh, this trade is getting to entry points, and they start composing the signal, before you know, it's about 5 minutes before you'll be done composing that signal. When a signal provider detects, okay, oh, we should release a signal now. So my people, before you finish composing it, it might take like 5 minutes. He now release it. Before you yourself, you see and make the decision to enter the market and start executing the trade is about 2 to 5 minutes. That's extra 5, making it 10 minutes. Now, an asset like gold, imagine what gold will do in 10 minutes. If it was to go uptrend, if it was an impulsive move. So when maybe they gave you this asset at 5,000 to enter at 5,000, and it might jump from 5,000 to 5,000. It might jump like 30 pips before you're even done. And that 30 pips is where you're entering the market. Get it now? And remember that market always moves in impulse and correction. So you're entering the market when the market is about to do a correction, and the market is doing a major correction. You get it from that end, and you see yourself running losses. Meanwhile, the correction level that the market will correct and stop would have been where you would have entered the market, where they ask you to enter the market. But because before you receive the signal and enter the signal, you're entering the signal where the market is doing a correction. So late entry is one of the reasons that signals fails, even if when they are good. Another reason is greed. They could have a good setup, yes, but they see that, okay, the trade is already late. Before they receive this setup, it's late. The market has moved from that place, but they don't just want to miss the trade, so they jump and enter the market. You see, the market does not understand that. The market does not have pity. Whether you miss the trade or you don't miss the trade, this trade will always be here. So don't let it be because, oh, you don't want to miss this trade. This trade have already gone for you, jump and enter. Now, the moment you jump and enter the trade, the market has moved from the entry point to the point that it's going to do a correction. And because the trade wants to do a correction, and many of you do not have big capital, because many of you are struggling to even fund your account with $200. Yes, with $200, you're struggling to fund your account. So now that the trade wants to do a correction, as the trade is coming from the correction, you know, trade is always impulse and correction, okay? So now that the trade is about to do a correction, your account cannot carry. As it's pulling from the point of correction, which is where you're even entering, it's pulling down to the entry point, your accounts are blown. That's a very big problem that most people are having. Out of greed, you see the trade is late, you jump and enter. Another one is fear. Now, this goes hand in hand. This one entered the market out of greed. Now, this one, the trade has come. You saw the setup, but he was afraid. I'm just recovering from my previous losses, so I don't want to run losses again. So let me just try and see if I can get healed. So he did not enter the market. Since he did not enter the trade, he waited. Now the trade have moved to TP1. After hitting TP1, he now see, since the trade have hit TP1, I wish I know I would have entered out. He now jump and enter the market at that time. Guess what is going to happen? As he's entering the market, he's entering the market late. Why is it entering the market late? Out of fear from losing. So because of that, he did not enter on time. He's now entering late. Now that he's entering the market late, guess what is going to happen? I want you to guess what is going to happen. The market is going to do correction. And while the market is actually doing correction, it's running losses. So why am I explaining this to you? Because this is one of the reasons that people's signals don't work. Signal that might work for A does not work for B. Yes, that's just the truth. Yes, the fourth reason that most signals fail is over trading. You see, account size and account size are not the same. Account size and account size is not the same. For example, the person that is releasing the signal can release maybe like 5 setups at the same time, or 4 or 8, depending. It is your duty to choose how many you're going to enter per time. Are you going to enter 1? Are you going to enter 2? Are you going to enter 3? Are you going to enter 4? How many can your account carry? For example, you with $100 account or $20 or $50 account, and you're entering gold, for example, and the setup was TP1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're entering the entire 5 at the same time. What if the market is just doing a correction? Just a correction, your account has been blown. Now, because you don't understand, you don't even understand that you have lost money because of a margin call, because you had a small account, not even because of stop loss. Sometimes the market have not hit stop loss. You've lost money. Yes. So with that, what should you do? What you should supposed to have done at that time would have been to enter a small, maybe one order per time, because you don't have big capital. So over trading have killed most people's accounts a lot. Many of you don't even know. You're just clicking buy and say, clicking. Sometimes 2 orders, sometimes 3 orders, sometimes 5. Some people even have like 15, 30 orders per time with a small account over trading. And let me be very honest, a good signal can still blow accounts. Yes, just like a good recipe can produce a bad meal. Honestly speaking, a good recipe can prepare a bad meal if that food is not cooked well, if it's cooked wrongly. Yes. So just have this understanding. So what's the right way? Now let me be very honest with you. Signals are good, but it shouldn't be used as a permanent crutch, as a permanent statue of trading. Signals are supposed to be used as a training wheels, This is how I use signal when I came into the industry. That actually helps me. Yes, from signals, I learned to understand the psychology behind the market. I learned to understand how these people that are coming up with signal, how they have it. I'm actually exposing a whole secret to you when it comes to signal. You shouldn't use signals as the best. By the time you receive setup, you go to the chart. What you do is you go and check. Why are we asked to buy at this point? Why are we asked to sell at this point? Why is the stop loss at this point? Why is the take profit at this point? This is what you are expected to understand. Yes. And that's the very reason we put together Pinnacle Echelon Traders Institute. Now we put this together because you're not expected to just use signal. You're expected to understand. We want to train you. This is an institution. It's an institution that helps you understand the trade. So if you're interested to be part of these ones, there's a link in the description. Message us there or comment, I'm interested in the institution. We'll tell you how you can start to be part of it. You could attend a physical training and it could also be an online training depending on your location. Now, what do we do? By the time you receive signals, in this very institute, our goal is you should learn from the signal. You shouldn't just use random signal. You shouldn't just use signal because it's signal because you want to make money. No. So, we're not telling you, if you're buying, this is why we are buying. We are buying because we see an order block here. And we expect that once market hits this order block, it will reverse. That's how it works. Now, that's why we are putting stop loss here. That's why we are putting take profit here. This is how you're supposed to use a signal. And if you use the signal this way, you're going to learn very fast without depending on signals. Yes, I am still in other people's Telegram group. Do you know why? I'm not there because I need their setup. I don't need their setup. But I'm there because their setup helped me to know when I check my market. That's one. And if they are saying buy, I still do the same thing I'm telling you today. I'll go to the chart and see why are they buying. I might not be right, but why are they buying? Why are they selling? This is how you should use it. You should use it as a training wheel that helps you. A training wheel will help you to have balance in the industry. Because that time a setup will come out, maybe the person that speculated this entry felt is going to go well. But when you enter the market and see the market has already violated the structure, you decide not to enter the market again. You now see that what I'm seeing here, this is not a good sign, or this is not a sign I should use and enter the market. This kind of sign I should wait. Once you see this, you're going to learn the right way and adjust it. Yes. Now this will help you to remove fear. It will rid you off from entering random setup. I have to be very honest in this. It will help you to correct the signal. You're going to use correct signal, not every signal that comes your way. Do you know why? Because you've been able to study them. You've been able to analyze which one works and which one does not work. See, let me be very honest. Every signal you're seeing, every signal group has a time that have come up with a good signal. And they also have other time that they come up with bad signal. To be very honest with you, in this institution, in this organization, if you have 60% failure, you are a winner. So let's assume that someone is coming up and is having only 40% rate, success rate. 40% success rate is good. So if a Telegram community who is providing you signal could have a 40% win rate, you become profitable already. So that's to say that 60% he will not get it right. 60% he won't get it right. So there have always been a time he got it right. So if you understand that, there are times you will bring a signal and you can easily spotlight the one that is not right, and you say, no, today this one I'm not going to enter. This one I won't enter. Because you're studying them. You're able to compare them with your chart. When you compare the signal you're receiving with your chart, you know whether you should enter or you should not enter. You're able to learn the logic without it. You're learning the logic of the market, what the market is doing. This is actually going to reduce your failure, reduce the way you're running losses. It's going to reduce it and make it to become dependent of yourself, not dependent on the signal. Because once these things reduce, your independency will generate, will develop. You stop depending on signal, because depending on signal creates crippled traders. It creates lazy traders that do not understand what the market are doing, and they continue blaming the market. Let me be very honest with you. Skills always beat signal. No matter how good the signal will be, skills will always beat every signal you come across. So the way you develop your skills, the way you think of it in this way is going to actually help you. So you should always think of it. I believe you're getting the message the way I'm coming. You should think of understanding, not depending. Not saying someone should think for you. You should be the one that think for yourself. Now, with this in mind, I want you to have this understanding that I'm actually explaining this for you to understand how to use signals or not to use signal, because not using it the right way will hurt you. So if these explanations have actually helped you understand the reason why signals fail people, and you really want to learn how to become a profitable trader, then I would advise you to subscribe to this channel, because I've actually dedicated this channel to say that I can teach you, expose the secret free, to help you understand what the market is doing and what you need to understand. That is just the point. So consider subscribing to this channel. Smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. That's the truth. Now, blind dependency will always cripple you. If you want consistent profit, if you want to succeed in this industry, you must build a skill. Signal can assist you, but it can never replace you. So you should decide to learn. Now, to do so, pay close attention and subscribe to this channel, because learning is the backbone of every profitable trader. That's the truth. And to do so, you also need a reliable environment, a good trading environment. That is why we set up the Pinnacle Echelon Traders Institute. You could decide to be part of this movement. Yes, we guide people, we train people on how to become a profitable trader. And if you want to create accounts, there's a link in the description. I'll advise you to use that link and create an account, because if you use that link and create an account, on your first deposit, you even got up to 50% of your capital to use for trading. Remember this, that trading is risky. So for that reason, always trade safe, trade small, and focus on learning. That's just nothing but the truth. Now that we've considered reasons that Forex signals fail, we're going to treat another big problem, another danger, the one habit that destroys most traders. In this particular video that is coming, I'm going to discuss this particular habit that destroys most traders. So if you want to become a profitable trader, then consider watching this video that is coming up, that I'm explaining that particular habit that destroys most new traders. If you know you don't want to become a failure in the industry, then watch this video. See you there.